quarterback position, who belongs number 1 overall in your 2023 rookie drafts. Already, I am going different from the consensus. I'm going with CJ Stroud, who went number 2 overall to the Texans, but he is my number 1 ranked rookie quarterback in 2023 drafts. Right now, the ECR QB3, number 1. Let's talk about why. I believe he's the best pure passer of this class. He can carve up defenses with touch, pacing, ball speed, smooth delivery, clean footwork, incredibly accurate. All those things you look for in your quarterback, he does them perfectly. Solid size at 6'3", good athleticism, and that's what I really like about him. He doesn't always maximize this escapability right now. We don't see a ton of rushing, but he has all the athleticism in the world to really carve into that. He doesn't have the cannon arm either, but man, can he drop those passes into tight windows. He's not scared to do it. And this was fully on display. Again, that cannon arm, that great touch when he chucked 85 touchdowns across his past 2 seasons. That broke Drew Brees' record for most of all time. He had that masterpiece against Georgia. This is where I really fell in love. 348 yards, 4 touchdowns, running more often in that game. I loved everything I saw. Now, landing spot-wise, I dig it. I know it doesn't seem amazing on paper, but I love the 49ers passing game coordinator, now the offensive coordinator there. Very friendly quarterback offense there. They also like to do a lot of rollouts, a lot of schemes. Maybe that's where we see that untapped rushing potential really get dug into. The weapons seem lackluster. Robert Woods, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, the vets here, John Mechie maybe coming into his own. I also really like Tank Dell and Xavier Hutchinson, the 2 rookies they added there. So I actually don't think this landing spot is nearly as bad as people think. I think the line is much, much better. Huge investments all around. So I think this is a good landing spot, a high floor, given the arm, given the prototypical quarterback strengths, with an untapped ceiling potential if he does finally go into this. So especially in super flex leagues, I think CJ Stroud's a can't miss. You're going to have multiple years of quality passing as they continue to build up this offense. So number 2 for me is Bryce Young, the first overall pick of the 2023 draft. He might be the best quarterback in here in terms of many skills we'll dive into, but he's not my preferred fantasy guy. Let's dig into some of the positives, negatives, and what I think of this fit. With these positives, Nick Saban, his coach, described Young as a point guard. He does have some basketball experience, and that translated really well with that vision, the spatial awareness, the instincts, all there. The best in this class, no doubt about it. He's a quick-minded player. He processes things really, really well. Some GMs actually labeled him a genius. We saw that brand new test. He tested incredible. That's why Stroud actually ended up falling out of one potentially, is that S2 test. Bryce Young was incredible at that. He's a great improviser when things break down. He handles pressure well, and he's deadly accurate. Similar shot, not a cannon arm, but man, can he put that ball exactly where he wants it and ultimately set single-season Bama records. 4,872 yards, 47 touchdowns this last year. Finished number 2 in career passing and touchdowns there with 8,356 yards and 80 touchdowns overall. Of course, the negative is quite obvious. The size, generously listed at 5'10". He will be the shortest quarterback when he steps on the field this season. 368 quarterbacks have played in the NFL since 2000, and only 9 have been shorter than 6 feet, and only 3 current quarterbacks are under that measure, with Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, and Bears backup PJ Walker. Bryce Young's smaller than all of them, 190 pounds. My ass. This guy is tiny. He could be frail, undersized, maybe making him more susceptible to injury. He played all the games at his career in Alabama, again with that elite escapability, but he doesn't run. He's smaller than Kyler, doesn't run nearly as much, so he could run, but doesn't do it nearly as often. He often gets comped to Drew Brees for the great arm, but undersized ability. That would obviously be an amazing ceiling. Talking about the landing spot, similar to CJ Stroud, the weapons don't seem great. Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, now new rookie Jonathan Mingo, who I do really love, we'll talk about later, but I do love Frank Reich, a bright overall offensive mind. He's pass happy. 4 of his 8 seasons in Indianapolis were top 10 in pass attempts. He was top 2 in yards and TDs when he had a great quarterback in Andrew Luck. So I really, really like that spot overall. I just don't fully love the size, the risk there, and the weapons do make me a bit nervous with Bryce Young, knocking him down to 2. Now, this is the highest upside player in this entire class, Anthony Richardson, and he goes to the Colts, my favorite landing spot for any rookie. In fact, if I'm talking about a single quarterback league, not Superflex Dynasty League, which are the majority of them. I want a sure thing in Superflex. You can't really miss when you have to start 2 quarterbacks. You want someone you know is going to be in there. Anthony Richardson, so raw, but so freakish, could end up fizzling out more than any of these guys, but could also blow up far higher than anybody, especially for fantasy. Let's talk about those reasons. 6'4", 244 pounds, and a 4.43 40.5-inch vertical. Those are insane measures for any position, never mind the quarterback spot. This is Cam Newton-sized Lamar Jackson with similar touchdown upside. He broke 39 tackles last year as a quarterback. The ceiling is limitless, especially the arm, the strongest of the class, and it's by a country mile. He can deliver every throw with zip. But the key at quarterback is accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. He only completed 53.8% of his throws, was particularly rough in the short and intermediate game, scattershot tendencies, lackluster field vision. That's what the risk is here, and why he could flame out fast is if he can't hit those short throws and get the ball to his receivers quickly, it's going to be a very quick NFL career here. But the landing spot is absolutely pristine. He's got a good skill position group. You got Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce, a very exciting sophomore, and now new rookie Josh Downs, a slot maestro. Great weapons cabinet. Plus, of course, Jonathan Taylor forming the perfect RPO partner. Shane Steichen, also from the Eagles, the perfect coordinator to be here. He maximized Hurts's mobility for so long. He developed Justin Herbert throughout his rookie year. In fact, you look at it, 2020 Justin Herbert, rookie QB records for touchdown passes, 31, and passing yards per game, 289, averaging nearly 23 fantasy points per game. The best season he's ever had in his entire career was while Shane Steichen was the QB coach. He then goes over to the Eagles. Jalen Hurts ranks tied with Patrick Mahomes, behind only Josh Allen in fantasy points per game across those last 2 seasons. If anybody's going to squeeze the best out of Anthony Richardson, it is Shane Steichen. This is definitely the best spot. So again, if it's a single QB league, I like biting the bullet, taking that risk on, because you can make that ground up much easier. If he fizzles out in your dynasty league and it's 1 QB, so be it. You can find somebody else. There'll be more available. 2 QB leagues, it's a little bit tougher to absorb that risk. Depends on your risk tolerance, though, because if you can handle that, especially if you have 2 pretty solid signal callers for right now, and you can take that bridge year or 2, see what Richardson is, there's no higher ceiling in this class at any position, including quarterback. Cam Newton, more speed. I absolutely love the player, and again, would have him number 1 in single QB leagues. Superflex is the only reason he's down at number 3. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.